Well, our next presenter, who will be presenting Laykold products to us, is a new face to the company. He joined us last year in around May 2020. He comes with a lot of experience in the tennis industry, and it's my pleasure to introduce Scott Windus.
Thanks, Sean. My name is Scott Windus. My role with Sports Group is I've been charged to develop the name and brand of Laykold across Asia, Pacific, and the Middle East. My background is in tennis. I've spent a lot of my time on the tennis court, and my family has been living in Asia for the last 8 years, where I was fortunate enough to work with national associations and a lot of the time with the ITF in that region. Coming from this tennis perspective, I think gives me a unique opportunity to understand what it's like for the end user, the people that purchase these tennis courts and put them on the ground or court surfaces. From an end user perspective, what are they looking for, and particularly some of the pain points that are prevalent within the court industry. Coming to Laykold, I saw that there's a number of ways that perhaps the industry is unaware of, that as systems that we have within our range can actually meet some of these pain points and provide you a great solution for your client. Today we're going to be presenting the Laykold brand from two angles. I want to talk to you firstly about how we can upskill Laykold at the point of sale, upsell Laykold from the point of sale, and then our Chief Chemist, Jim Tritt, is going to talk to you about the science behind the performance of the Laykold brand. Since coming to Laykold, it's been a priority of mine to change the conversation away from components and actually start talking about the various systems that Laykold has to offer. Indeed, it's these systems that have made Laykold the premium brand in the tennis world over the last 75 years. Within that range, we have obviously our premium range of systems and our standard or traditional hard court systems, which includes your 3-layer systems and your liquid cushion systems. It's this standard range of systems that we have entered the Asian market with in order to meet the market. What we want to show you today is how you can set Laykold apart at their point of sale from the competition, even at the standard and entry level of the system. We're going to talk to you today about 4 pillars or 4 key features of the Laykold brand that we believe really set Laykold apart from our competition. The first one is experience, then the innovation, then performance, and trust. We believe that Laykold, as the leading tennis court brand, talked about under these 4 pillars, will give you a fantastic opportunity to stand out from the competition. The first one being experience. Laykold is the oldest name in hardcourt tennis. It's been laying and developing courts for more than 75 years. You can see by these amazing photographic images the first era of hardcourt tennis. And I love the picture where it's actually showing they're actually in the mixing stage, mixing sand into the very early top coats. They did this as an innovative idea that would help the top coats maintain long life. And it's still a major feature of all systems today. So in the same way that Laykold has been leading the charge with innovation over the last 75 years, this is still a key factor for us today. Where our major competitors to Laykold are quality paint companies that put sand into their paint, APT, Advanced Polymer Technology, who are the owners of Laykold since roughly the 1980s, are a highly developed chemical company. And it's through this science of innovation they have been bringing science to the sports court. Laykold's rise as a success story has seen it culminate in the unseating of a very entrenched rival at the US Open. Because of our chemistry strengths, There are a number of product innovations that give you a leap over the competitors that could be deal breakers for you and your end user clients. The first one being the long wear characteristics that we're able to achieve in our top coats. Where a lot of our competitors, particularly coming from Europe at this time, may be lasting 1, 2 to 3 years, you will get a good 5+ years out of the Laykold top coats, obviously depending on usage. The next point is UV resistance. Because the products coming to our Asian market are coming from the Australian factory, there's been many years of development in withstanding the harsh UV conditions that are found in Australia. That gives our products an incredible robustness and prevents it from breaking down under the UV radiation. The next thing is the colour fastness. A lot of our competition, as you know, have major difficulties in maintaining the colour of their top coats over a long time. Again, the chemical processes that we've done in this area have allowed us to innovate the most varied range of vibrant and standard colours and our tournament colours compared to all of our competition. And finally, the product being made in our ISO factories ensures that the consistency and the finish of the product is able to be met, is able to meet the client's expectations time after time. It's these innovations and the real life benefits of these that lead to Laykold having the performance tag in the industry. The feedback directly received from the US Open organisers at last year's event are a testament to this. COO of the US Open National Tennis Centre, Danny Zorsner, praised the Laykold product from last year's US Open, and I quote, "The USTA is pleased with our decision to switch to Laykold as the surface of this year's US Open. With excellent consistency across all courts, Laykold was able to meet the US Open pace rating and performance exactly." End of quote. There were 3 standouts for the USTA at last year's US Open. Firstly, the court pace rating, or the CPR. It was the first time in the US Open's hard court tennis history that they were able to meet the court pace rating within decimal points. In previous years, they've needed a factor of 4 whole numbers to get as close as they can to the court pace desired rating. This year, Laykold was able to hit that exact number within decimal points. The courts played consistently for the first time in its hard court history as well. What normally occurs at this level is in the main wear areas across the baseline and things like that, the court pace actually changes over the 2 weeks of the tournament. This is the first time that the US Open has been able to maintain a consistent pace rating from the first round on day 1 right through to the final, which was a really important factor for the USTA. And the third thing, which was a standout for the USTA, was just the quality finish that we were able to achieve with no foaming or tool marks in the top coat surface. This result at the US Open, along with our long-term status as the official court at the Miami Open, now surpassing 35 years, and a myriad of other ATP and WTA events, has really established Laykold as today's premium tennis court brand. And all of this leads to our 4th key factor, and that is trust. The hashtag Trust Laykold tagline is really important to us, and it's built on these firm foundations of experience, innovation, performance, and it provides you, the agent, with this strong selling benefit too. Hashtag Trust Laykold. With the most trusted name in hardcourt tennis at competitive market prices, you are able to meet the market and establish a strong foothold in your region. And we really look forward to establishing your business along with you and across the entire Asian region. In a moment, our Chief Chemist, Jim, is going to talk to you about that science behind the Laykold components and what goes into making those Laykold top coats sparkle. Before he comes, I just want to leave you with one last idea. As I mentioned previously, we've met the market across the Asia and Pacific region with our standard hardcore traditional lines. But what we would like to talk to you about going forward is how do we upskill and upsell your clients towards the Laykold premium systems. In our experience, we've had agents who've done this who have had a quadruple increase not only in their business turnover but also in their bottom line. And we're really looking forward to being able to establish this with you in your market as well. The goal of taking Laykold into the market as a significant market educator is where I would like to go in the coming year. The goal in doing that is so that our end user clients are beginning to ask for Laykold by name. Jim.
Thanks, Scott. So what I would like to talk to you briefly is about some of the system components for the standard range that differentiates APT from other companies. Scott maybe alluded to it, but I would like to just reinforce the fact we're not a paint company. APT is a chemical company. We don't have just knowledge of acrylics. We understand SBR latex. We do polyurethanes. We do epoxies, etc., even polyureas. So we have an innate knowledge, an extensive knowledge of chemistry, coating chemistry, adhesive chemistry, etc. So I'll talk to you a little bit about the base preparation products, or the base products, first of all, for our standard systems, and then a little bit more about our top coats. The first product, which is basically something that has been offered since the 1980s, is acrylic resurfacer. This is a product that's also offered by most of our competitors. Acrylic resurfacer is something that is typically specified in a 3-coat system, and our acrylic resurfacer has just recently been redesigned. It was previously over-engineered, so we're now able to offer the acrylic resurfacer at a very competitive rate. Acrylic resurfacer, like I said, is quite common in 3-coat systems. It's probably the most popular and it's the best choice for new asphalt. And the reason for that is asphalt can be graded as an ABC. A-graded asphalt, brand new asphalt, is typically very tight, which means that there's less pores in it, and acrylic resurfacer can use less sand, and which is suitable because then it doesn't fill in too much and it doesn't create any issues. It creates a nice, flat, smooth surface for new asphalt. The next couple products that I'd like to talk about are unique to APT. So these are products that are not offered, to my knowledge, by any other competitor. The first one is Asphalt Transformer. This was developed about 10 years ago, and this has become now the most popular base product in Australia and New Zealand. Asphalt Transformer is not an acrylic. It is used for what we would consider B-grade asphalt, which is slightly aged, or asphalt that has imperfections. The reason why it's appropriate for these applications is because this product has more body. We can add about double the amount of sand, and that sand acts as a way to fill in minor imperfections in asphalt. This product also has greater flexibility, and it's from Australian applicators' perspective, it's the preferred product to use. The third base coat that we make is called acrylic base coat. This is an acrylic, and it is actually used for what we would call C-grade asphalt. This is aged asphalt that maybe had not been coated before, or asphalt that has more imperfections, typically up to, let's say, 7mm stones popping out, etc. We developed acrylic base coat because there's a lot of schools in Australia that put in asphalt courts, and instead of adding acrylic to them, they just game lined them. And then later on down the track, 15 or 20 years later, they wanted to be able to coat these courts. But by then, the asphalt had degraded to a point where you had a lot of pock marks and bony, pitted surfaces, so acrylic base coat was designed. Why is it better for these systems or for these applications? The main reason is that acrylic base coat is able to be mixed in with cement, and cement then allows this product to cure in a thicker film. So this is certainly something of interest for you. Acrylic base coat is also a product that we would be able to recommend if you have new asphalt, for instance, and the paving runs have produced depressions. This is a product that can fix that. Lastly, I'll just touch on our top coats. We have several top coats that we offer in Asia Pacific. The most common product in America is Color Coat Concentrate. This is a product that's supplied in concentrate form without sand and rubber that can be shipped in the most economical way. We do this, we supply this to give our customers basically a financial advantage, because it is a waste of money to ship water and sand all over the world if it's locally and readily available. If sand is an issue, however, and especially if you need to achieve a desired pace rating or if you can't get high quality sand, we also offer two other products. The first product that we have is Laykold Advantage. Laykold Advantage is a product that produces a medium to medium slow surface. We sell this in Australia in the netball market, which is played in wet conditions, but it's also used in multi-sport applications, but it does produce a medium to medium slow. The second pre-concentrated product that has sand in it is our Laykold Masters, and that is medium to medium fast finish with less of an angular sand, more of a rounded sand, and that's more of a product that we would recommend for strictly tennis applications. As you know, Scott pointed out earlier, I'd like to just reinforce the fact that these products are sold in Australia, and Australia is an extreme UV environment, so we're very confident that we can make product that is suitable for the Asia Pacific region in general. Our products have been used in Australia since 2004, and we've had very good reception of color retention, very good durability, etc. We can stand behind that and speak to you with confidence about that fact. The final point that I would like to make is that APT and Laykold has a global reach. We manufacture Laykold on 3 continents, and we have a global team of application specialists, chemists, chemical engineers, etc., that can be a resource for you. So I'd like to just invite you to reach out to us if you have any issues or if you need any problem solving, and we'd be more than happy to help. Thank you.